Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and today I'm coming to you from the Silverton Casino where I'm going to the Sundance Grill for their late night menu. Really happy to have you along. I'll see you inside. Alright everyone, and here we are seated at the Sundance Grill. Now this is the 24-hour eatery here at the Silverton Casino, and I probably eat here at least once a week. Now last week I showed you the South Point Buffet, which used to be my home casino. However, after I started YouTube, I did move a little bit closer to the Silverton where I now play. In fact, if you ever want to just randomly catch me in Las Vegas, most likely it's going to be at the Silverton. Oftentimes I'm eating here on comped meals, but typically I'm a morning person, so I'm never here for that late night menu. Now I feel so at home here at the Sundance Grill as well as the Silverton. This is such a no-frills, welcoming kind of place. Tables, booths, as well as bar seating, and it was recently renovated within the last year, and it's really nice in here. Now while it is a great vibe in here, you know, for me it's all about the food, and it's a very limited late night menu. Let me show you what they have. So here is your late night menu at the Sundance Grill. Show you some breakfast specialties, all-American breakfast loco moco biscuits and gravy and the pancakes. And down here you have sandwiches, burgers, and more. Buffalo wings, chicken Caesar salad, BLT burger, and 2 dessert options as well. Now it's a weekday today, however on the weekends they also have this incredible special. Friday and Saturday from 11 to 7 a.m., $10.99 steak and eggs with coffee. This is a stellar deal, so if you're here on the weekends, make sure that you get it. However, it is a weekday for me, so I'm not gonna be able to go in on this. But here is that late night menu here at the Sundance Grill. Very compact, very concise. So not a lot of options here at the late night menu for the Sundance Grill. However, I think that's gonna allow me to just try everything today because you know how it goes in my videos. Every restaurant is a buffet if you're willing to pay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my first little order in, and I'll see you in a little bit when they arrive. And welcome back, my friends. My first little order just got here. Let me give you a view. Now I got their crispy chicken wings with honey barbecue sauce as well as some ranch dressing, as well as their grilled chicken Caesar salad. Nice little way to start off my late night meal. Let's go in. First off, we're going in on the chicken wings. Now I've had their chicken wings before, and I actually think they're quite good here at the Sundance Grill. And I have them covered in a honey barbecue sauce, and we'll dip them into some ranch. Here's the chicken wing. Oh yes, that's very good. Now this is about as good as a chicken wing gets. I love that the Sundance Grill uses nice big plump wings. No skinny little chicken wings here. Fried to absolute perfection. Such a crispy skin on this exterior. It's so fun to eat. You can tell here that the chicken has been fried perfectly. A nice juicy chicken. Plenty of moisture has been retained here in the meat. You can just see that fat glistening in the light. The honey barbecue sauce is bold, tangy, and sweet. Though truth be told, I'm not entirely sure if that sauce is homemade, but it works really, really well with this chicken. And when you add that nice thick ranch dressing, providing a little bit of that additional cooling and tang, it's just one of my favorite chicken wings to eat. I've probably had these chicken wings close to 30 to 50 times already, but I always enjoy them when I come here. Next up, chicken Caesar salad. Now while I may have had the fried chicken wings here 30 to 50 times, I've never had the Caesar salad before. But in general, this looks pretty straightforward, kind of what you're expecting for a chicken Caesar. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, that's fine. We've got a solid Caesar salad here. A nice vibrant green romaine lettuce here. Not wilted by any means. A perfectly fine salad green here. A nice little crunch from the croutons, though relatively starchy in flavor. This isn't one of those herb seasoned croutons that you might see in other Caesar salads. Just a little bit of a slight buttery taste, but really it's mostly here for texture. This salad comes tossed in a very good Caesar dressing. It's rich, has a nice saltiness to it, but there's also a very nice acidic layer. They've added a fair amount of lemon to the dressing, but not too much where it's unbalanced. Just a little bit of additional tart flavor. It's actually helping the salad quite a bit. I think the chicken is okay. It's not exactly dry, but it's certainly not moist like the fried chicken was. But the chicken is well seasoned. In general, it does impart a nice flavor here to the salad. I think personally I would add a little bit more black pepper to this. It's a good thing that black pepper is present at the table. All in all, a pretty solid Caesar salad here. Now the Caesar salad is served alongside some kind of garlic bread. It's got a bit of a crunchy feel in my hands. Let's try the garlic bread. You know, I can't say I'm a big fan of that one. I'm sure you can tell by how I've been into it, but this is very hard. While I don't mind a bit of a crusty exterior, typically I want my garlic bread to have a bit of a soft center. And this is basically a crouton through and through. I don't think the word soft describes any portion of this garlic bread. It's basically just crunch everywhere. While I'd like to say I taste the butter and the garlic and the seasonings on top, unfortunately they don't come through all that well. Most of the bite remains fairly starchy. It's just at the very end that you get a little bit of that garlic flavor. I can't say this is my favorite garlic bread, unfortunately. Okie doke, that's the first little order. I'm gonna go ahead and work on this a little bit and box it up, and then we'll try some of their breakfast next. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. My first order of entrees just got here. This is looking really good. Let me give you a view. So I decided to start off with some breakfast here. We got the all-American breakfast as well as an order of their pancakes and their biscuits and gravy. A lot of comfort, classic breakfast dishes here. I'm really excited to try this. Let's do it. First up, we'll try the pancakes. Now, when it comes to the big breakfast carbs, typically I'm more of a waffle person, but I certainly appreciate a good pancake. And your pancake stack here comes with 3 pancakes. Of course, I'm going to cover this in some maple syrup. I'm loving the powdered sugar as well as that strawberry I see on top, but I don't think I'm gonna include that strawberry. We'll just do the syrup here. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, that's good. A pretty classic pancake here. Very fluffy, I love the texture. I'm typically not a fan of super dense pancakes. I like them to be very airy, and so the ones here at the Sundance Grill are doing well for me. A very light, sweet flavor here. They don't include too much sugar in the batter, which is very nice. I think they really let the maple syrup add a lot of the sweetness, which is working well for me and typically how I prefer my pancakes. A soft pancake with a beautiful maple sweetness is really enjoyable here. A perfectly fine pancake, that's a good one. Next up, I'm going in on the all-American breakfast. The all-American comes with 3 eggs, bacon, sausage, hash browns, and toast. All classic American breakfast items here. And I think I'm gonna be starting with the bacon. You get 3 strips of bacon, which is pretty nice. Typically, I'm used to breakfast like these only having 2, and it already feels nice in my hands. Here's the bacon. Oh yes, that's good. A perfectly fine bacon here. A little bit softer than I prefer. I'm typically more of a crispy bacon guy, but there is a subtle crisp on the edges, and the fat's been nicely rendered here. Overall, very good bacon. A nice salty flavor with a hint of smokiness as well, and not too chewy, which is typically my fear when it comes to softer bacon. I'm a fan of the bacon today. Next up, this is the other breakfast protein, the sausage. Let's see how it is. Yeah, not bad. Now I can say right off the top that I'm much more of a fan of the bacon than the sausage here, but that's not to say it's a bad sausage. A nice little pan fry to the exterior, however, I think I would personally prefer a little bit more snap to that casing. All the sections that haven't touched the pan, unfortunately, are quite soft. Speaking of soft, I don't really enjoy the texture of the sausage in the center. I wouldn't exactly call it mushy, but it does have a little bit of a softer texture than I would prefer. Not exactly meaty, it's not all that satisfying to bite into. However, that said, it is imparting a nice pork flavor, and in general, the sausage is well seasoned. Not a bad tasting breakfast sausage, unfortunately, I'm not a huge fan of that texture. Next up, we'll go in on the eggs. Now, if you watch the channel enough, you know I'm a big fan of over medium eggs. Now, the all-American breakfast does come with 3 eggs, and as I'm testing these, you can see all 3 yolks are perfectly runny. That's a great sign. It looks good. Let's see if it tastes good. Yeah, that's good. A perfectly fine over medium egg here. Runny yolk, a rich yolk at that. Lots of good flavor here. And the whites have been thoroughly cooked through. To properly hit that runny yolk, sometimes the kitchen will skimp a little bit on the time it takes to cook out all the whites. And so I'm happy to report that the Sundance Grill is doing these perfectly. You can tell that they've used butter to cook these. There's a nice rich flavor coming here. But these eggs do come unseasoned so that you can season them to taste at your table. A nice over medium egg there. Next up, the hash browns. You've got a pretty standard looking hash brown potato here. A classic staple side in American breakfast. Let's give these a shot. Yeah, it's pretty good. A bit of a softer hash brown potato here. I think I would personally prefer a little bit more well done. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind when I come back here for breakfast items. In general, the hash browns are very rich. There's a fair amount of butter incorporated into these, and a good starchy flavor as well. I do think the potatoes are a tad under seasoned. This is probably gonna need some additional salt and pepper, but in general, it's a relatively fine hash brown. Just a little bit crispy. I think I would like these a lot more. And the last item from the all-American breakfast is the toast. I got white toast today, and I'm loving the color and feel of this already in my hands. White toast. Yes, that's good. A pretty standard white bread here, very well toasted, an excellent crisp to the exterior, but a very soft center. This is exactly the texture I wish that the garlic bread had earlier. A nice amount of butter has been applied here, providing some rich flavors, but the white bread itself is just a little on the sweet side, as most American white bread tends to be. A very nice toast for my breakfast here. I like that just fine. Okie doke, next up is the biscuits and gravy plate, starting with the biscuits and gravy. This is actually a very nice looking biscuits and gravy here. You get 2 biscuits cut in half, covered and smothered in their country gravy. Let's see how this is. Oh, that's very good. Color me surprised. I've been here so many times, but I've never tried the biscuits and gravy, despite how much I love biscuits and gravy. And I gotta tell you, I'm a fan. A fantastic biscuit here. Flaky and buttery in the center, with a nice cook to the outside, holding some structure and integrity. Both flavor and texture check out very well for the biscuit. The other half of the equation is also very good. This white country gravy has a lot going for it. It's incredibly thick, not watered down at all, and the flavors reflect that as well. Very rich and savory. There's a lot of little sausage bits in here, providing additional salinity, and you can tell that a lot of that fat has rendered down into this gravy. One of the most important aspects to me is the peppery aspect of a good country gravy, and I can say that they've absolutely nailed that here. The pepper helps to break up that rich, savory flavor just enough. A very well-balanced country gravy here. The biscuits and gravy are a hit. I like that a lot. Now, the biscuits and gravy come with both hash browns and eggs. However, I've already tried the hash browns on the all-American breakfast, so I'm gonna try the eggs here for the last bite on this first round. And I happen to get them scrambled to just show a little bit of differentiation from the over medium eggs. Looks nice and fluffy. Let's give them a taste. Oh yeah, perfectly fine. A very nice scrambled egg here. I imagine this is coming from that liquid scrambled egg, but it does have a nice rich flavor. It's infused with a lot of butter, so you definitely get that. But like the over medium eggs, these don't come seasoned so that you can season them to taste at your table. Relatively fluffy, nice and light scrambled eggs here. That works for me just fine. All right, my friends, now that's all of the breakfast I'm trying today. Just a few more bites. I'm gonna box this all up to go, and then we'll round out the rest of the menu. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. My second round of entrees just got here. This is looking really good. Let me give you a view. Now I got their Loco Moco as well as their classic BLT and cheeseburger. Now as sides for your sandwiches, you do have the options between French fries, kettle chips, coleslaw, and cottage cheese. And so I went with the French fries as well as the chips. This is looking good. Let's give it a try. I'm gonna kick things off this round with the Loco Moco. Often served for breakfast, but I totally think this is appropriate for any time of the day. Rice topped with a burger patty, eggs, gravy, and this is something I haven't seen before, some caramelized onions on the top here as well. The Loco Moco. You know, that's tasty. Now I gotta say, this is some perfectly textured rice. It's not too sticky or gummy. A good bouncy rice bite here, imparting a little bit of its natural sweet flavors. The white rice is actually very good. A nice savory gravy here. Not too thick, but not watery. It's actually a lot more on the creamy side. And while it is well seasoned and savory, actually there's a little bit of a tang to it. I believe there's a fair amount of Worcestershire sauce in here. It's actually very good. I went with the sunny side up egg for the Loco Moco, and they cooked that perfectly as well. Over medium, scrambled, and sunny side, all 3 eggs have come out perfectly here at the Sundance Grill, so I think you can trust that they know how to make their breakfast foods. A nice meaty burger patty here. I asked for it cooked medium. It looks a little bit closer to medium well, but it is still a juicy burger patty, well seasoned and a good beefy flavor. All of that is very good. What I'm actually really liking about this Loco Moco is the addition of the caramelized onions. Getting that additional nutty sweetness from these onions is actually providing a nice burst of accent flavor to this Loco Moco. This is just very enjoyable. A very nice Loco Moco. I like this one. Next up, we're going in on the cheeseburger. Now, when I come to the Sundance Grill, typically I'm getting the cheeseburger and the chicken wings, and so I know that the cheeseburger does not come with a sauce. However, it is served with mayonnaise, and you can also dress it up with ketchup and mustard, which is what I always do. Here it is, the burger. Oh yes, very good. Now I've probably had this burger somewhere between 30 to 50 times as well. And what I love about it here is the consistency. It's always good. A perfectly soft burger bun, airy in the center, but still able to hold up to the weight of this cheeseburger very well. A perfectly fine bun. It does impart a little bit of a sweetness also, and it is toasted in the center, providing a little bit of structure. A perfectly fine burger bun. Nice fresh produce here at the Sundance Grill. Bright flavored tomatoes, crisp lettuce, as well as some bite coming from that raw onion. All of your favorite fixings for the cheeseburger are present and working well. As mentioned, I apply mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup to my burger here at the Sundance Grill. It creates something akin to a Thousand Island, although not as much tang, but a good richness, some sweetness from that ketchup, and just a tiny kick from that yellow mustard. I always get American cheese with my burgers. I always find it to be the best for cheeseburgers for me. Nice and melty, rich and salty in flavor. A good American cheese here on the burger. The burger patty, just like the Loco Moco, is fantastic. Although here they actually nailed that medium cook. Now that I've tried the two burger patties back to back, there's a marked difference in terms of moisture when it comes to the medium patty, and so I'm enjoying this much more. Again, well seasoned, you get a little bit of a smoky flavor from the grill marks. Just a very classic and well executed cheeseburger here at the Sundance Grill. As mentioned, this is a pretty consistent item here. I'm not surprised at all that I'm enjoying it today. Next up, the French fries. Now, as mentioned, you have your choice between French fries, chips, cottage cheese, and coleslaw. And typically when I'm here, I always go with the French fries. And so I'm pretty sure I have my expectations set correctly. Here they are, the French fries. Yes, that's very good. I actually really like the French fries at Sundance Grill. Very obviously made in-house, skin-on, hand-cut French fries, providing that bit of a rustic feel. But that's just the beginning. Fried to absolute perfection, a crispy exterior, and a super pillowy center. The fries are consistently good here at Sundance Grill. A well-seasoned French fry, but you certainly don't lose that potato starchy flavor. These are honestly just some of my favorite French fries around. I feel right at home with this one. Okie doke, next up, the BLT. A classic sandwich, the bacon, lettuce, tomato, served on white bread here. They've stacked this quite high. I've actually never had the BLT here either. Let's go and see how it is here at the Sundance Grill. Yeah, that's good. A pretty classic BLT here. As mentioned with the other dishes, the lettuce and tomato here are completely fine. Fresh, crisp lettuce, and a vibrant sweet tomato. The LT works just fine here. Now, I did mention before that I'm a fan of crispy bacon. However, when it comes to something like a BLT, I actually do prefer a bit of a softer bacon. Not floppy soft, but just a little bit of give to it, so it makes the sandwich bite easier. And I'm happy to report that the bacon is good here. As mentioned with the All-American breakfast, a good salty and smoky flavor, fat's been well rendered, all of that is great. You've got a double layer of mayonnaise here on both the top and bottom bread slices, providing some richness as well as moisture to the sandwich. And the white bread is very well toasted, a nice little crisp to that. All of that is working just fine. A classic BLT here, this is good. All right, everyone, now the last bite I'm trying from this round of entrees are gonna be the chips. Now these chips are made in-house, and I have had these before, and I've liked them every other time. Let's see how they are tonight. Yeah, that's a really good chip. What I love about getting the kettle chips here at the Sundance Grill is that I know that they've been cooked that day. Even an extra day of waiting when it comes to a freshly cooked kettle chip can often leave them a little bit more stale. The tens of times that I've tried these chips, it's never been that. A perfect texture to these potato chips. Paper thin and wonderfully crispy. An awesome crunch with a nice potato starchy flavor, and simply seasoned with just a little bit of salt. These are some textbook potato chips. I enjoy them very much, and so I'm happy to report that both the fries and the chips here are winners at the Sundance Grill. All right, everyone, now that's all of the food I'm trying today. I am super stuffed. I think just a few more bites. I'm gonna box this all up to go, and then we'll do some dessert next. Don't go anywhere, because sweets are coming up. Welcome back, everyone. It's time for some desserts, and they just got here. Let me give you a view. Now, both of the desserts on the menu are from Junior's from New York City. Their chocolate layer cake as well as their New York style cheesecake. And interestingly enough, as many times as I've been here to the Sundance Grill, this is the first time I'm trying the dessert. Let's go ahead and give it all a shot. First off, we're going in on the cheesecake. Now, the last time I tried Junior's cheesecake was actually at Junior's at the Resorts World, and I was not impressed at the time. They didn't take the proper time to defrost it. It came out kind of hard and chunky, but I can already tell by this spoonful, it feels much better than what I had last. Here's the cheesecake. Yeah, that's good. A classic New York style cheesecake here. The cream cheese layer is very creamy. This is the texture I want in a cheesecake. A very sweet cheesecake here with a little bit of tang to it, and a slightly nutty cakey flavor coming from the crust. Now this has been topped with a strawberry sauce. It's very sweet and just a little bit tart also. It works very well for this cheesecake. While I know this was frozen and shipped from New York, all of the in-house preparation for this here is actually very good. I'm just glad that they took the time to thaw it and didn't serve it to me half frozen like I did at Junior's at Resorts World. A perfectly fine cheesecake here. All right, everyone, now the last bite I'm trying here at the Sundance Grill tonight is gonna be the chocolate cake. This is again from Junior's in New York. Though I don't think I've ever had the chocolate cake before, but a first time for everything, right? Here goes. Yeah, that's good. Now this is a very chocolatey cake. The cake is actually equal parts fudge as it is cake, and so it is incredibly rich. The fudge layer is very sweet with a deep cocoa flavor. Now the cake layer is nice and soft and sweet as well, however, is much less sweet than the fudge. And the more I'm tasting this, I think I would prefer if the ratio became 2/3 cake and 1/3 fudge, as opposed to the straight 50-50. I think between the two desserts, I'm probably enjoying the cheesecake a little bit more. All right, everyone, now that's gonna do it for my late night dinner here at the Sundance Grill. The entire late night menu comes out to $151 today before tip, and I certainly enjoyed my meal. Now, I've had their buffalo wings several times, and I think I'll continue to have them here. I think they're very, very good. And I was very impressed by their biscuits and gravy. I actually might add that to my repertoire in the future. The burger here is my favorite. I get it all the time. Although if you do come in on the weekend, I gotta tell you, that $11 steak and egg deal with coffee is really solid. If you're here at the Silverton and you're looking for some late night eats, this is what you can expect here at the Sundance Grill. All right, everyone, now that's gonna do it for this Tuesday video where I check out a local restaurant here in the Las Vegas Valley. Coming this Saturday, I'm gonna be continuing my quest to vlog every restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip as well as downtown. Make sure you come back for that one. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great week, and I hope you enjoyed Vegas with me, Shin. Bye.